You know how a really beautiful sunset or maybe a song you love can just stick with you for years and years? Well, the great poet John Keats had a lot to say about that. Today, we're going to dive into his incredible poem, A Thing of Beauty, and really unpack its powerful message about why beauty is so important in our lives. The poem just kicks right off with one of the most famous lines ever written in English: "A thing of beauty is a joy forever." Now, that's not just a pretty phrase. It's the whole argument. It's the big idea that everything else in the poem is built on. Keats is making a huge claim right from the get-go. So what does he actually mean by a joy forever? Let's dig into that promise in this first part, this idea that beauty's impact isn't something that just comes and goes, it's permanent. Now, this is where it gets really fascinating. He says its loveliness increases. Think about that. The memory of something beautiful doesn't just stick around. It actually gets richer, more meaningful to us as time goes on. So while other things in the world might fade or break, the joy we get from beauty will never, ever pass into nothingness. To help us understand this lasting feeling, Keats uses this wonderful metaphor. He says that beauty keeps a bower quiet for us. Okay, so a bower is basically a peaceful, shady little spot, like under some trees. The point is, beauty creates this quiet, restful place inside our minds, like a little sanctuary we can escape to whenever we need it. And having that little mental sanctuary, well, it has some pretty amazing benefits. Keats links beauty directly to our well-being. He says it brings us a sense of calm that leads to peaceful sleep, sweet dreams, and even better health. So it's not just about looking at something pretty. It's a force that can actually heal and restore us. But why do we need all this so badly? Well, let's move on, because Keats was definitely not just seeing the world through rose-colored glasses. He knew all about the tough parts of life, what he calls our world of gloom. And yeah, he doesn't pull any punches here. He lists the very real things that cause us pain. That feeling of despondence or deep sadness. The disappointment when we feel like there aren't enough good, noble people around. You know, those inevitable gloomy days. And all the confusing, dark paths we sometimes find ourselves on. He uses a really powerful word to describe what all this negativity does to us: a pall. A pall is a dark cloth they put over a coffin, so the image is pretty intense. He's saying that all this suffering can cast a heavy, dark shadow over our spirits, like a cloud of gloom just hanging over us. So, if life is filled with all this gloom, what on earth keeps us going? Keats gives us this beautiful image. He says every morning, we are wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth. It's like we're actively looking for beautiful things, weaving them together just to keep our connection to life strong and give ourselves a reason to be hopeful. And that brings us to the big solution. If life is this constant battle against that pall of sadness, what's the antidote? For Keats, the answer is simple. It's the incredible healing power of beauty. This right here is the turning point of the whole poem. He says, some shape of beauty moves away the pall from our dark spirits. You see, it's an action. Beauty actively lifts the darkness off of us. And what are these amazing shapes of beauty? He starts with the most universal things you can imagine, the sun and the moon. And then Keats just opens up what you could call nature's beauty box. And notice how simple and easy to find these things are. He's talking about trees, old and young, daffodils growing in the grass, clear little streams or rills, and the sweet-smelling musk roses you might find in a forest. This is the kind of beauty that's out there for absolutely everyone. But then, Keats makes this really cool leap. Beauty isn't just about pretty flowers. He says it's also in the grandeur of the dooms we have imagined for the mighty dead. So what does that mean? It means we find beauty in the epic stories, the legends, and even the sad tales of great heroes. It's the beauty of courage, of sacrifice, and of the powerful stories we tell about each other. So he's shown us beauty in nature, beauty in stories, and now he closes with this absolutely profound metaphor for what beauty really is. Let's take a look at this final amazing image. Wow, this image is just so powerful, right? It totally reframes the whole idea. Beauty isn't just a thing we look at, it's a constant flow. It's like an endless fountain of something immortal that's being poured down to us from the edge of heaven itself. So here's the bottom line. For Keats, beauty is like a life-giving gift from the universe to all of us. It's that immortal drink that feeds our spirits, helps us get through the gloomy days, and keeps us connected to the world. It's this constant, flowing source of grace. And really, That leaves us with one final thought. Keats found his flowery band in the sun and the moon and epic stories. So what about you? On those tough, gloomy days, what's the beautiful thing, big or small, that moves that dark cloud away for you and gives you a reason to keep going?